Hey. How you living? We got some very, very exciting things happening right now in the world of crypto. Watching as Bitcoin tests and breaks the resistances that we pointed out in the last couple of videos. If you haven't seen those yet, make sure you go back to the YouTube channel, check them out. There's a huge opportunity right now. We're looking at crypto overall markets. Everything is up on the last 24-hour stretch or so. We're testing a few critical points here with Bitcoin, so we need to be very careful, be very mindful, and watch what we're doing. If you watched the last couple of videos, you know that we got that entry around 34,000, 33,000, depending on how diligent and vigilant you were. But it doesn't mean you missed it. We're going to go over a couple of things that I'm looking at that I think are important and that we need to know as we go through the next couple of weeks / months and then eventually years with crypto. Let's look at it a little more closely. This is the account that I started with $5,000. It is currently at 116,000. Out of that 116,000, over time, I've added, I think, about 24,000. So you'd look at that as a net gains. Realistically, no new money, worth about 95,000. One of my most proud achievements financially, of course. It's just very exciting. And crypto provides a new opportunity. That's what we all need to be paying attention to. I'm not a crypto fanboy. I don't give a shit what it is, where it is, how it is. I just care whether or not it helps me improve my standing on the financial front.
Because I want to make bank, bro. I want to get ass. I want to drive a Range Rover.
If it's not making you money and your money's sitting in cash, you're losing money. Experts have estimated roughly 20% inflation for 2021 alone. So basically, to put that simply, if you made 100 grand last year, right? Just kidding, no, you didn't. You made 80 grand, as long as you didn't invest. That's a scary thought, and that's a scary future. And so I don't want inflation to eat my money. You know, it's just important to understand what inflation really is. A few definitions to look up: inflation, currency debasement, and investing. 3 definitions. Look those up. This money isn't invested. If it's not turning a profit, if it's not loving other money and making money babies, you're just falling into the trap and your money's becoming less valuable and you're getting poorer. I don't want that. I don't know if you want that. So that's why we look at things like crypto, stocks, options, NFTs, anything it is. I don't care. I'm not emotionally attached to it. If it works and it makes me money, I'm going to do it. If you can, make sure you hit the like on this video. I love you guys. I appreciate the support. We keep getting banned because we talk about crypto. It's so obnoxious. Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, whatever, they keep just squeezing our views because we're talking about crypto, because, you know, nobody wants to hear about that because it's a scary thought. It's turning everything upside down. So to actually get into it, now that I'm done ranting, thanks for listening. Here we are. We're looking at the Bitcoin depth chart and then just the basic chart. On the right, we have trade history here, right? So these are the orders as they come in. You can look at the trade size. If it's a full one, that means somebody bought a full Bitcoin. But what we want to watch is see how many of these, what is the proportion of these green arrows to these red ones? That's important to know. If we don't know that, then we don't know direction. If we don't know direction, we don't know demand. If we don't know demand, then we don't know what's going to happen with the price. Because as we've discussed a million times, crypto is a function of supply and demand. It's that simple. So on the day, what I'm looking at, 24-hour, we're pushing up, touching about 44,000, staying pretty consistent there. Ethereum also moving quite heavily, moved above 3,000. If it holds that, we're going to see a nice little move there. Heavily invested in that as well. I think that diversity is the key to anything with crypto, just like it is with anything in investing, real estate, whatever it is you want to make your money in. So as we watch Bitcoin here, this is one of the key levels we talked about, just above 52,000 and 52,000 change. We want to look at these past ranges. See, here's the bottom right here, about 52K and change. We want to break above that, right? So that was the past range. That showed us that, okay, we have some support here. Now what's going to happen? It broke and it came down. Okay, so now we're looking here. Okay, we have some support here. Now what's going to happen? We need to break above. It's above or below. It's this or that. It's not both. So if we can break above and hold this range, then we're looking more optimistically to hopefully retest these highs. If you're on TikTok following right now, I've also posted them there. Just scroll through my videos. You can see them. This depth chart, very interesting here. We can see that buying is outpacing selling, right? And we want to always keep an eye on that. These mid-market prices, basically between the spread, what's it worth? Because you can go on one exchange and buy it for 10% more than you could buy it on another exchange. You don't want to get done like that because that's being done dirty. Market orders are not the best thing. I always personally take a limit order It gives me control over the price that I'm willing to pay. I set my limit order and I just wait. It's all about patience. I used to slap the market order button because I didn't want to wait. So we had our bottom, relative bottom. We're going to call this 30K right here. This is our hopeful and relative bottom. What are we going to expect from here? No, that's the real question. As we look here, we had some major sell-offs, that these relative highs, right? So Bitcoin follows this pattern pretty religiously. Big run, sell off, big run, sell off, which is good. You want that. You want healthy pullback. If you don't have that, you have unsustainable price action. The price action is unsustainable. It's not going to last, meaning when it falls off, it's going to fall off. Look at Facebook, for example. Earnings didn't go as expected. People weren't that happy about their PE dropping to 17. They didn't like the year-over-year user growth. Facebook's trying to grow Meta. Facebook's trying to adapt their business and grow into the new universe that's being created right in front of our eyes. To me, that's optimistic. Now, whether or not the entire market is inflated, that's a totally different question for another day and another gentleman, because it's not me. So we found this 30K bottom. We're hoping that that's going to stick. So let's just mark that there just so we have a close eye on it, right? And we'll scoot this on up, keep it nice, and there we go. That's hopefully our bottom, right? We saw a strong bounce here. We pushed up to 42,000. We kept going, found our new high, right? Almost 70,000. Bravo. And then we found our new relative bottom. So we want to identify these points on the chart because these are the critical areas that we need to watch. So if you're swing trading this definitely applies to you. Long-term position, I'm up quite a bit. I'm not going to sell it. I see a 10 to 20 to 30 year potential. So I just sit and wait.
All we can do is sit and wait. All we can do is just sit and wait.
Now, if you're swing trading it, it's a different situation, right? Because you're taking an entirely different approach to this. It's get in, get out, take your money and leave. If that's the case, these are some of the levels that you want to keep a close eye on, because in my opinion, these are our critical supports that should they break, we are not in for a pleasant ride. We had a lot of strength off this bounce here. This was our entry. If you follow in the Discord or on YouTube or wherever, you knew what we were looking to buy under 34,000. We got the entry, right? We're up more than 20% technically because we got in 33. So yeah, a little above 20% at the current price, around 44,000. What's going to happen next? Because remember, like this whole deal, right? Trading is just, it's pattern recognition. If you can recognize patterns, you can become quite good at this. Now, it's not as simple as that. That's not the only thing that matters, but it's a big part of it. So every time we've seen this kind of price action on the daily, anytime we saw significant strength like this from 37,000 to 41K in the same day, right? One that stuck out to mind right here is right here. Almost identical pattern, right? Push up, almost identical price point too, just barely above. Small little doji on the next day, price action sustained, meaning sellers tried and failed, but buyers didn't take it anywhere either. Maybe some profit taking, what have you. Then what happens? Another couple of strong days, which that looks like what's shaping up right here. Like, look at the similarity right here between these two patterns, right? Same pattern here as we see right there. I think that that is extraordinarily interesting, and I think that it's something to keep in mind as you're watching this chart unfold. Again, doesn't mean that the future is going to be this because it was here, but it gives us an opportunity to speculate with a reasonable assumption of truth, right? A reasonable assumption of accuracy. The volume doesn't confirm the price action. We don't have anything to look at all. It appears that Bitcoin is trying here. This volume has sustained slightly above the recent average. Good, meaningful. Price action looks decent. Have we reached our more critical areas yet? I don't believe so. 52,000 and change. When we're above that, that's an extremely bullish scenario, something that I'm very excited about. Should we see that, I think that we can be relatively optimistic moving forward that we will find a new high, right? Now, anybody that knows me knows that I'm a firm believer in the reversion to the mean strategy, reversion to the golden mean, using the Fibonacci sequence applied to these numbers as patterns that we can understand, right? Without having to sit there and do 50 hours of math. This zero line, right? Well, let's call that neutral, okay? Let's call that neutral strength, right? So that's right along the middle. We had a lot of strength here. We're above neutral, extremely bullish. We're talking record territory, honestly, caution territory. Because again, if there's no give and take, then we have unsustainable price action, which means when it falls, it's going to fall hard and it's going to screw a lot of people. And you don't want to get caught in that trap. So looking a little deeper, we see we got this bounce right here, right? Strong rejection, push up, wonderful. We had our resistance here that we were watching. If you were paying attention from the past videos, this is the one that I liked the most. I think this is the most true to form. You could draw in any way that you want, right? You could draw off these absolute highs. I think that was too steep. It was too exasperated. I didn't like it. So I think we have a better confluence here, touching all of these points, meaning they're all coming together, right? And it tells us, hey, this is probably accurate because it touched more than 3-4 times, right? Strong rejections off those marks. We couldn't sustain it here, couldn't sustain it here, but we could down here. And now we did again. So since we broke this short-term resistance right here, okay, we're on our way back up. Now, what does that mean? Is it going straight up? Hopefully not. I would love to see some steady, slow and steady consolidation right here. Just a little bing bong, just up and down. Just follow this channel. Come back down to 43. I don't care. I'd love that. I want to see sustainability and volume. As we see it come in, we're going to start testing some of these more critical levels, namely the 52,000 mark, right? 52 and change. As we can see back here, harsh sell-off when we hit it, right? Found our support, destroyed it, and then found our new high and then sold back off. So we can always look at those past occurrences, right? We want to just watch, how does the price interact with... You guys going to answer? With the trend lines, because the trend is our friend. It's our best friend.
And we're the 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
It's our only friend. Don't fight it. Don't fight with your only friend. Why would you do that? You don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. It's my deepest fear. Don't tell anybody that. We watch how the price interacts with the resistance or the support that we identify, and we wait for a reaction. Then we act. If it comes back up and holds the trend, you win. You made 4 to 7% more than everyone else. But you also took a substantial position of risk that personally I don't really want to take. So we couldn't beat it right here. That was yesterday. But today we did. We came back down and we held above his support. Volume is coming in to start to give us the inclination that we can confirm. Until this volume just blasts, I'm not sold on the idea, right?